Hi everyone, we're going to solve system of linear equations using the elimination method. Here are the 3 steps. You're going to multiply one or both sides of the equations by a constant to obtain coefficients that differ only in sign for one of its variables. And then we have step 2 and step 3. I think it's just easier if we get into it, and I'll do the steps with you. I have 3 examples. And of course, when you're done with your finding your solution to the systems, you need to check by plugging it in or using a graphing calculator and checking that way. So the first one I have is this system here. And I don't want to use substitution. Because if I use substitution, what's going to happen, I'm going to get a bunch of fractions, and that leads to more errors. So what I'm going to do is rewrite one of these, and what I'm going to do is multiply this one here by -2. And I'll explain in a minute. When I multiply each of these, so I'm distributing a -2 here, I'm going to get -6x plus 14y equals -20. So I just changed one equation here. I'm going to copy down my second one. And then I'm going to solve what's happening here. And the reason I multiplied by -2, what happens is when you combine these, -6x plus 6x gives you 0x, which is just 0. So we eliminated the x. Now, -14, or 14 minus 8 is 6. So we get 6y equals -20 plus 8, because you're adding. Remember, you're adding all of this. That gives you -12. So y equals -2. Now, we're going to plug in. That was step 1. So basically, I want to eliminate, so I want these coefficients to be the same, but the signs must be opposite. So for step 2, I'm just going to substitute my y into one of these. I can substitute it into this equation or this. Or, you could do both because that's a good check. So let's just try the second one. I'm going to do 6x. So this is step 2. 6x minus 8 times -2 equals 8. And I'm going to solve for x. So I get 6x plus 16 equals 8. I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides, and I get 6x equals -8. X, I'm going to divide both sides by positive 6. I get -8 over 6, which gives you -4/3. So our solution is -4/3 and -2. Right? Then you're supposed to check this and plug it in here, or you could just graph both of those and check that way. Better with the calculator, because some of these are hard to graph. The next one I have is this system, and if I notice here, I already have the coefficients are the same, but I need one to be positive, one to be negative, so I'm just going to negate this first equation. I'm just going to multiply this whole equation here by -1. So that gives me -2x minus 6y equals -17. And you could have done the second equation. It doesn't matter. Either one would have been fine. I'm just copying the second equation down. I'm going to add. Again, I'm eliminating the x. And I combine these by adding. So this is -16y equals -8. All right, I think it's -8. And when you divide, you get y equals 1/2. Now that's step 1. Step 2 is we're going to plug in this y into one of these. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the second one because I didn't change that. It's just a check for me. So 1/2 equals 9. So get 2x minus 5 equals 9. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. 2x equals 14, so x equals 7. So my solution is x is 7 and y is 1/2. And then you check. Okay? This was actually step 2 and step 3. And then I have one more. We have this one here. So in this case, what I want to do is go ahead and multiply this top one by 2. And I'm going to multiply each piece here by distributing the 2. So that's 8x minus 4y equals negative 32. And then just copy the second one down. And you'll notice that in this case we're eliminating the y. So that's going to go away, and you combine these. You get 5x equals 20, or negative 20, right? So x equals negative 4. Now we are going to substitute the x back in. I'm going to go ahead and substitute this back into the one I didn't change. So negative 3 times negative 4 plus 4y equals 12, and I'm going to solve for y. So I get 12 plus 4y equals 12. Subtract 12 from both sides. Get 4y equals 0. Divide both sides by 4, and you get y equals 0. So our solution is x is negative 4 and y is 0. Okay? The next video I'm going to do is solving for systems with many solutions or no solutions. And you'll have a nice day.